Hey, Peeps Galucia here, and today I'm going to be bringing you some more Civilization 5. I've advanced just a few turns since the last video, and really quick wanted to pick it up right away here to point out some key things before I click next turn, just so you're up to speed. So I finished the Great Pyramids, you can see them right there, and most of these exclamation points here, that's what they're about. So I got 2 city-states that were grateful for me to do that, and also some city-states that were grateful for my achievements in faith. You can see that I don't have any allies right now, which is why my happiness is all the way down to 1. But I've got 3 that are on their way. This one just started caring about faith, so it'll be another 30 turns before I get anything from that. This one is the one that I was trying to give gold to, but I was going to wait till I had 1,000 gold, which should be in 2 turns. So that's my plan for them. And this one wants jewelry, and I'm not sure of anyone that has jewelry at this time. So we'll have to wait and see if I'm able to square that away or not. But so that's the deal with that. Now I got a bunch of workers from that. Of course, you get the 2 workers when you build the pyramids. Don't really need the workers though. So I sent one of them there to make a farm really quick, and one of them is building a road over here, just so I can more rapidly send units east of that river, because that river is going to slow me down anytime I have to do anything militarily on that side of the map, and I didn't want to constrict myself, so I thought it was worth it to build a road over there. You can see I'm researching engineering right now, so that's going to give me my bridge. And as soon as they're done that, I'm probably going to delete them. I already deleted one worker that was building the trading post there, and I'm probably going to delete him when they're done that, and then just hold on to the one worker in case something ever comes up, because I really don't think I'm going to need it. So you can see I got a missionary as well, with because I had plenty of faith. I only needed 200, and I really felt like at least my towns, my cities, should have the faith, and that would help with my happiness situation right away. It would increase my culture. It's just all around a helpful thing to get that done. So the single missionary is going to at least allow me to make my towns my faith, and then I have the thing with my faith that makes it spread 25% more effectively. So once I get multiple towns that have it, it's going to start branching out from there, and hopefully it'll increase. You can see that there's pressures coming in on this place already, so I really needed to start counteracting that pressure, if you will, because you can even see that there's pressures pushing against my holy city, which is kind of ridiculous. So we really need to fix that. That's obviously this place over here. So I really want to this is going to turn into a holy war. I can already feel it, that religion is going to be a big deal in this playthrough, a bigger deal than I've had to deal with lately. So right now, a big focus of mine is science. I feel like I'm probably falling behind in that. I didn't even have libraries in my 2 smaller towns, so I really wanted to fix that situation. But getting patronage is a big deal as well. This will cause the influence of city-states to degrade 25% slower than normal. So that's a big deal. Especially since we just got that influence with those other city-states. Now it's going to deteriorate slower and gives me time to get it put together. Well, it's good to see that Damascus doesn't have any pressure at all except for Judaism, which should really help over here because they've already got a lot of strong influence with another faith, but it's not, they haven't actually picked a faith yet. The city-states is going to be key. I'm really going to need to spread my faith to the city-states since I need to eventually gain their favor if I'm going to go for that diplomatic victory. Diplomatic victories are not the easiest victories to go for. And with this particular civ, you could go for a military victory. They do have the camel archers, which are pretty useful early game. They have the bonus from the oil, which late game it can be incredibly helpful. They also have a lot of the money bonuses with their caravans being so good. And money is helpful in most victories, but in a military victory, I feel like it has the biggest impact. Just being able to purchase units and whatnot, that is incredibly helpful. Okay, Byblos is under attack. We have no way of knowing from where, but we know they're under attack. We also know, though, that it takes us an incredibly long time to get there. It's you can see there's a ton of forest between me and them if I go the land route. But you can take a water route for a certain portion of that. So I think I'm actually going to explore this water route now and start moving some troops out there to see if I can help. I mean, you get experience for the military units that you're sending out there into the water or over there to help with the things. They're getting XP. So as long as they don't die, then that's a good thing. They're getting XP, and that's going to help them out. And then on top of that, I mean, you're getting a good amount of influence. If there's like a couple barbarians in an encampment, you could rack up for all those various things, and it ends up becoming a lot of influence gain. So that could be a great way to get that city-state into the fold. This early in the game, it's really about, you start working on the city-states, but you're not going to overinvest this early because you have to maintain those relationships throughout the game. It's really not until like the post-industrial era that you really have to start pushing the issue and trying to get as many city-states into the fold as possible so that you can get that diplomatic victory. Yeah, this early in the game, you don't have enough resources. It's impossible to maintain all of that. The main thing is you have to have a larger civ. You need income is a big part of a diplomatic victory. It's a huge part of a diplomatic victory. You're buying off these city-states. It used to be, before the Brave New World, it was called the economic or the money victory because that was basically how you did it. You bought off all the city-states and made them your allies so that you could obtain victory, and that's how it was done. It's not as easy to buy it off now. There are more steps to it than that, but it's still a major part of the victory. And it's definitely crucial to being able to win, and you're not going to have a ton of income with just 3 cities. So at some point, you have to expand, and if you can't do it from settlers and things like that, which at this point doesn't really look like I can because most of the land is getting gobbled up, it's going to have to be from military. Now, right now, my military is plenty strong, and if I wanted to attack the peoples to the east, I should be able to do that with minimal difficulty, I would think, but you never know. Things can always kind of take a turn for the worse, but I think a military action against my friend here to the east would be pretty easy. I don't think she has what it takes. I've got a lot of units at this point, so possibly once this action to the west is done to see if we can help the city-state and I get those units back, I may start looking into possibly doing that, taking over her land so that I can start expanding my empire. Especially, you want to try to do that early game so you can get the most out of those buildings. Start doing things now to get them put into place so that you're on the path to as much earnings as possible. That's the ticket. Just keep earning. Well, that sucks. I really wanted to be the one to take down the Austrian capital. I don't want to go to war with what's-his-face, the Bluetooth, because he's going to be a pretty big foe. I know that his military is probably the only one in the game that's bigger than mine. Well, the only thing I can hope is that he doesn't make a move against Austria in their one and only remaining city, especially since its borders are right up against mine, and that I can go ahead and take that myself. I don't think I have enough military units left behind to do it. I really have to finish this campaign to the west and come back and do it. So hopefully he lays off and doesn't completely take every freaking city they have. If he leaves this one last little city, hopefully his military was beat back enough that, you know, there you go. Good, they made peace. That's really good news. Okay. So I can still grab this city, and I really need that. It puts another piece of ivory in my trade network, so I'll have tons of ivory that's, you know, up for trade, and it expands my borders to the east, opens up different areas for trade and stuff. There's a lot of potential goodness with getting that place. I mean, there's better cities for sure, but it's better than not having it. Like I said, I've only got 3 towns right now, and it's just not enough. I really got to expand beyond that. I could put some very far-reaching settlers out in this area there's a lot of openness out here where there's not a lot going on. I've thought about it, but I also don't like having cities that far disconnected from me. If some kind of military type action did pop off, it would be very difficult to defend that one lone city way the hell out there. I've got to take someone's land. I mean, there's no way. And again, putting cities out here would be nice. There's several iron deposits out here, big ones, sixers, that I might be able to gobble up before this city-state does. You know, down here is pretty nice because it's got dyes with plenty of deer, horses, cattle. You know, you put it like right there. You're on a river. You're on a lake. That would be a pretty nice location. I'm not going to lie to you. It would be pretty nicely nestled in there and should be a pretty successful town. But it's so far disconnected. I would feel like eventually I would have to take this dude out in his 3 towns. And it would be so difficult to attack some of these towns. Like this thing here, how are you even supposed to hit that? It's like on this like one little strip. I mean, it'd be so hard to come at that. It would be really difficult. But you would almost have to take that before the other ones because it's more or less in your way, you know? So, I don't know. He's got so much forest around him is really the thing. It's just going to take so long to move units, you know, especially siege units to set up cannons or, you know, whatever you happen to have when you get around to doing it. That's a lot of effort. And you're going to lose a lot of troops in the process. You're going to lose a lot of your soldiers are going to just start dying when you're not even set up yet. They're just going to die while you're just trying to get them there. So, I don't know. I hope I didn't move 4 units out here to kill an archer in a camp, and that's it. I really do. I wanted to play it safe. You know, I was like, who knows? There could be 3 encampments out there for all I know. And, you know, I wanted to play it safe and not under commit to it, you know, and send like 2 dudes out there and realize that they can't get it done because it takes so long to get your troops out there anyway. So I didn't want to waste more time by having to send reinforcements, but I kind of feel like I may have overcommitted to this. Nice. Missionaries for days, son. See, that road's paying off now. Well, as my friends, thanks to that trade mission, although they were slightly in the negative, so even though I got 40 influence with them, it only got them back up to 30, so wasn't much of an impact. But it doesn't matter, because I got another trade route established, and really, I mean, I needed that anyway, because my gold is a little bit low. Yeah, I don't see any more dudes out here. It must have just been that barbarian encampment. They probably killed at least one of them themselves, called for assistance, and I get out here just to find a random encampment that they're not even going to give me any credit for. So that was, I'm not going to say that was a waste of my time, but it's a disappointment because, like I said, I could have been using those troops for other crap because now I really want to move against what's left of Austria and just knock them off the field here. And, yeah, that's really frustrating. Everything about that is frustrating. That missionary did a good job. He had 2 1000s. The other ones were getting beat up a little bit, and they weren't spreading the good word quite as easily. So now I got to wait for these units to make their way back. That's going to take a few minutes. This one is going to take 16 turns to get back. So, yeah, it's going to be a while before we get to do anything militarily against them. I was hoping that I could try to get to that in this video as well, but, I mean, that's a pretty long time, so it's not looking promising. I wouldn't imagine I could get to it in that amount of time. This guy's hurt. I was going to try to do Venice, but I realized that he's already lost too many whatever's missionary hit points. So I'm just going to have him hit Quebec again. I should have just left him there and hit it twice. But, oh well. A writer. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, just hit him for another 500. It's not bad. Well, I'm not doing anything with tourism. I'd much rather have the culture, which is good because now I get a culture policy. And I was hoping to get a culture policy in time for the end of the video, which we are rapidly approaching. So yeah, it's good to see that I'm actually going to be able to do that. And I want to see what the overall influence is now in Quebec City. Quebec City is really close to the Iroquois, which is where all that other influence is coming from. So Quebec City is pretty crucial, or critical, either one of those that I was combining together in my stupid mouth, to establishing a barrier between me and them and getting a good religious domination on the eastern side. I mean, right now, it seems like everyone is strong in their own faith, and I have a battle ahead of me as far as the faith goes. So Quebec City, they still have the dominating pressure. I'm probably going to go ahead and send an Inquisitor there then, because I don't want to mess about with that place. I want to gain full control on it. So send an Inquisitor to get rid of that pesky faith. And we'll probably just do the resting point for now. That'll help us out with down the road. But yeah, so good episode. I think we accomplished a decent amount. Not a ton of progress as far as like big picture things, but it's like the behind the scenes stuff where we're just slowly heading forward. Everything has improved. You know, if you compare now to the beginning of the video, even just the very beginning of the video, I've got more happiness, more science. My gold per turn remains strong. I've got more culture than I did before. Overall, I feel like, you know, we've set ourselves up for success, and you can just see it building. You can see it mounting. We're heading towards a successful gameplay here, but it's not. I'm not gonna, say that it's so obvious yet. It's not like guaranteed victory kind of thing. We definitely have a long road ahead of us, and yeah, there's definitely plenty of opportunity to fall flat on our faces here. And I think the next 100 or so turns, pretty much between now and turn 300, are going to be super critical to position ourselves in the proper places for the future. If we're going to get a diplomatic victory, we have some tough decisions we have to make, and based upon those, there could be some dramatic differences in one way or the other. So we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate the view and support as always. I will be doing everything in my power to keep things going here, and probably just going to advance a few turns while there's nothing overly dramatic happening. But I'll probably just try to get all those troops that I sent way out to the west back to the east and set up for the beginning of a war. So the next episode should hopefully set us up for that, so that the next episode we'll see some bloodshed. So thanks again for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time. Laters!